again.
Good, it's great to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
How are your holidays?
Pretty good. Yeah, I had a lot of family come in from out of state that we don't really get to see often, and it was a good time. Lots of food though. I probably gained about 20 pounds,
Yep.
but it was a good time, much needed. So
that's awesome. Did you guys have a chance to watch the Husker game?
Unfortunately, yeah,
How are you
we
feeling
did.
about it?
Well, it's just heartbreaking. I mean, so close, and I don't know. We're just kind of waiting on for us to turn things around. So hopefully,
Me too.
you can do that here soon because
Yes.
it's hard to watch.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
yeah.
I'm so excited to see you again in person. I know
Yeah.
we've had a lot of contact over the phone and through email and everything. So I just figured while I was in town, I would meet with you and just go over what I proposed to you last time more in depth, so that we can get working on it.
Yeah.
But before we get started, is there anything you're hoping to learn today or any concerns you have at the moment?
Yeah, I would just say that I kind of want to have like a good idea of what you're planning for us. As I mentioned last time, I really want to be able to pass this down to my kids, and I think there's just a lot that has to go into this decision, so I want to be fully prepared. I also don't know if I'll be able to make a decision today just because it is kind of a big one. There's a few people that I'll need to talk to. So I don't know if I can promise a decision today, but I'm definitely open to hearing in what you have to say.
Yeah, so that's totally fine. I know this is a big decision. It will affect your finances a lot, and so I know that you are a little hesitant because you want to pass this on to your kids, but I'm really confident in what we have to offer you, and I'm excited to share it with you. So last time we talked about your vision for the store. I remember you talking a lot about your family.
Yeah.
That's awesome that that's so important to you. And I briefly introduced putting a Nike display or mini store into Bob Sports. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a better idea of what that's going to look like.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I just I want to understand your needs for yourself and your company because at the end of the day, you come first, and I just want to make sure that we're doing what's best for you. And I also want to be able to explain to you how Nike can benefit your company and suit your needs. I think we have a lot to offer you, and so I think after presenting, you'll have a better understanding of where we're coming from and how we can accommodate for your needs. And I want a win-win scenario, so I want to make sure that your needs are met and that our needs are met as well. And then I also want to plan for the future to talk about how to get started and move forward with this if it's something you're interested in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just wanted to check in on your current situation and how business has been since I last saw you about a month or two ago.
Yeah, sure. I mean, business has still been pretty stagnant. We just had Black Friday, and unfortunately our sales have been significantly lower than they have been in the past few years, which is really upsetting because the holidays are when everyone's doing the most shopping, most sales for us, and they're at an all-time low. And so we just are really wanting to fix that problem, and we're tired of seeing our sales just kind of go down the drain at this point.
For sure. I'm sure that's a frustrating place to be in. Do you know why your sales haven't been where you want them to be, and a rough estimate of how long this has been going on?
Yeah, I don't know if I could put a finger on how long. I guess just maybe over the past 5 or so years, we've just kind of seen a steady decline. Maybe why we're not doing so well is just our competitors seem to be attracting a lot more customers than we are. We're also just having struggles keeping employees even just because the morale is so low, and we haven't really been able to afford the type of staff that we want to have. So just kind of everything's just kind of declining here at the moment.
Yeah, so it's greatly affected your business is what I'm hearing from you. Are there any other ways that it's affected your business?
I don't know, maybe just it's put a lot of stress on like me and my family, so maybe not the business as a whole, other than obviously the declining sales is a problem to have.
For sure.
But as I mentioned before, like this is something I want to pass on to my kids, and right now I'm not confident in that my business is in good standing for that. So
Yeah, and I think that's part of what drew Nike towards you. You're such a compassionate person, and we want to be able to help you and make you feel better about passing your business along.
sure.
So how would how would overcoming your competitors help your company?
Yeah. Obviously it would help a lot. I think that would put a lot of relief and relieve a lot of stress that we've been having lately. It would make me more confident in what I have to offer to not just my family but the community. I just think that if we were able to overcome some competitors, we'd be able to do significantly better, and that's something that we're kind of looking to do because they're just kind of overshadowing us at this point. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll go ahead and jump into what I have for you today.
Sure.
And then feel free to stop me whenever you need to. I'd love to address any of your concerns and just make sure that you're understanding what I'm presenting to you.
Yeah.
So my proposal is to establish a mini Nike store within Bob's Sports. So that'll look like a display that's branded all Nike with a bunch of new merchandise, always full, and just be where customers' eyes hit when they walk into your store. And I think that it'll be a good way to bring customers into your store, and then also just make sure that they're buying products within your store.
Yeah.
So this would require a $500,000 investment from you, and it would be $125,000 per store.
Okay.
And with that, it will hopefully increase your business and your profits by 20%. That's my main goal, and I would not be pursuing this if I didn't think it was possible.
Sure.
So we would renovate your stores, which would be less than 4 weeks. It'd be overnight. Our crews would clean up every morning to make sure that we're not affecting your sales at all before this is fully launched, and then that will make sure that we're only increasing your sales and not taking away from them. So one of the requirements would be that you have to fill the fixtures with the product. So we would need you to order more frequently. It would be a little bit more of what you're ordering right now, and then it will be a little bit of a price increase, but that will be paid off by not having to discount items that aren't selling and making sure that you have the items that customers are really looking for. So yeah, we'll have multiple shipments each quarter, which I know will be an adjustment for you. But do you have any concerns about that?
Yeah, I actually have a few. I've heard from some competitors of mine who have done similar things like this, and they didn't have to pay for their own type of mini store setup concept. And so I'm just trying to understand why you guys are expecting me to pay for this when I know my competitors don't have to.
Absolutely, and that's super tough. I would do anything to be able to offer you the same thing. So usually we require growth at 50%, and a lot of your competitors are hitting that, but your growth is about 10% lower than that. And your sales are stagnant, so we would need to be able to see more growth before we would be able to offer you having that paid for. So it's a bummer of a situation financially, but I strongly believe that this is going to pay off and end up benefiting you. So it'll be a short-term investment that ends up paying off super quickly. And I just think it's a good option for you. Not many other companies are going to offer you the same deal. And so I strongly believe that Nike will be able to provide the growth that you need.
I also just kind of want to know why I'm expected to deliver multiple shipments and ordering more than I'm doing right now. I just feel like that would cost even more money, and I just don't know why.
Yeah, and that totally makes sense. So like I touched on before, if you use the current stock right now that you're ordering, your displays would be about 20% empty. So we want to make sure that you're ordering enough to be able to fill those. And with that, we like companies that are using this concept to be ordering more frequently so we can adjust to use new products that are launching or take out products that maybe aren't working. So it is a big ask, but essentially it's only going to boost your business instead of take away from it.
Sure. Okay. That's fair.
Anything else?
No, that's it for now.
Okay, so the good part of all of this is the outcomes. So with this, you will see your current $800,000 in profit turn into $1.2 million in profits, which is, I think, huge growth for you and something that you'd really want to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I have your ROI up there, and then your payback period. So your payback period, I know, is something that you're probably pretty interested in, especially with having that investment that maybe other people don't have. So it's only going to be about 2.38 years, which would be perfect on your timeline of retiring and passing your store down to your kids. And with this new concept, it will have increased customer traffic through your stores, which will not only help your Nike section, but also benefit all of the other retailers that you have at your store. And it has better appeal to customers. We've tried this in many different stores, and having that focal point is really great for customers, and just drawing them into what's new and what Nike can offer them.
Sure, absolutely.
Do you have any questions about this?
No, not right now. I think it looks good for now.
Okay. So I want to go through your features and benefits. So like I said, with your more frequent orders, this is going to offer new product selection. So you're going to be able to offer your customers new products, and you'll also have access to products that you didn't before. And we'll have all these products on modern fixtures and an attractive Nike display, which will be really beneficial for the look of your store and also for what your customers see when they come in. So a couple of the advantages are frequently stocked fixtures and appealing to customers, like I mentioned. And the benefits are the increase in your profit. It'll give you a competitive advantage over stores that don't necessarily have a fixture like this.
Sure.
And it will give you more variety and consistent availability with your Nike products.
Awesome.
So I know that it can be kind of tricky. Like I mentioned, it's going to draw your customers to see Nike products, but it's also going to affect the other retailers that you have at your store. So I just wanted to show how Nike ranks in footwear and clothing compared to some of its competitors, and just show you that customers really are still looking for Nike. We're at the top of the market, and so having this fixture in your stores is just going to attract customers to what they want.
Sure. So are you saying that this might prevent other retailers from, investing in our company and giving us their products?
Yeah, that is totally a great concern, but we are not preventing anybody else from doing this. We see a lot of potential in your company and want to be the first to make this investment in you, but by no means does this take away from any other one of our competitors be able to do this and invest in your company. So say Adidas wanted to do this, they're more than welcome to do a fixture or invest in your company, but we think that this display from Nike is really going to be the one that starts all of that.
Sure.
And we just want the best quality, so that's what we're going to give you compared to our competitors.
Total sense. Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
So this is from Daniel. He's from Dallas, Texas, and he's very similar to you. So he owns All Star Sports down in Dallas, and very much family man. He was actually planning on passing this down to his grandkids, and so I thought it would be great to get a little quote from him, just to help encourage you a little bit in your decision.
Yeah.
So he said, "I was doubtful and hesitant of change. My sales had steadily been decreasing, and I decided to trust Nike with this idea. I have never seen such immediate success. My sales have immediately increased and have been better than they ever were." So I just thought that would be encouraging for you to hear, just because he was in a similar situation and decided to take a chance on us.
Sure. So is there a way to, besides this testimonial, prove that this is actually going to work for my business, rather than this just going to be money down the drain?
Yeah, I could definitely see why that's a concern. Obviously, there's always risks in business, but like I said earlier, we see something in Bob's Sports that we don't see in other companies, and so we think that your brand loyal customers and your loyalty to customers will both work simultaneously to be able to launch this and just make sure that it's successful. We know that you want your employees to be motivated and centered around the customer experience. So with the combination of Nike putting this in your stores, boosting the amount of customers that you see in your store, and then having that unique experience when they come in will really just change their experience and want them to choose you over competitors.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds great.
Do you have any other questions before we wrap?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, so I wanted to offer you a trial package just so that you could see a little bit of how this would work in your company. I know it's a little nerve-wracking to be able to just put everything into this. So we would be able to give you some signage, fixtures, and a little bit more merchandise.
Sure.
That would end up looking similar to this. This obviously features shoes. And then some apparel, but so we'd be able to give that to you for a few weeks, and you would be able to see how different your customers are reacting to it, if you have an increase in customers, if the word of mouth gets around that you have something new in your store. So I know we've been through a lot in the past couple of months, but I really tailored this to your company, and I know that not all of it is ideal, but we're offering you the best that we can right now, and I truly think this will get your company to the place you want it to be, and within the time that you want to be able to pass it down to your kids. So I wouldn't be presenting it to you if I didn't believe in it, but I just want to make sure that you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you did a wonderful job with the numbers. It looks very appealing, and I'm very confident in you, and I trust you a lot. I just think that I need a little bit more time to talk things through with the rest of my team and my family to make sure that they're on board and that I'm not just making this decision on my own. But I think you did a wonderful job, and I'm very interested. I just need to think about it a little bit.
Absolutely, and I totally understand. I know that it's getting busy with the holidays coming up, so I'll go ahead and follow up on you a week from today on the 11th. And we can talk more about a trial package, or if you want to just jump right in, or just to see where you're at. But I'm so glad that I could see you while I'm in town.
You as well.
Thank you so much for making time.
Thank you. See you
Bye.
later. Bye.